Yo, what up guys? So this video is a Stormlight Archive video, but we will be referencing Warbreaker and Mistborn, so please close this out if you're not caught up with all that. And a special shout out to my friend Michael Robinson for hooking us up with this new avatar. Alright, so if I was to say to you the word husk, what does it make you think of? Lezien the Pursuer, right? The word husk was used 2 times in The Way of Kings, 0 times in Words of Radiance, and 4 times in Oathbringer. Then it was used 19 times in the Rhythm of War. 18 of those times were in regards to Lezien the Pursuer. So what about that one other time? And think about Lezien the Pursuer. He leaves behind a husk, but he's not dead. So what was that one other time? 1 out of the 19 times in Rhythm of War related to Navani looking at Gavilar and his body was a husk. Is Gavilar dead? So we know from Mistborn history that some people don't pass to the beyond. The survivor, Kelsier, one of his goals is to be immortal. So is Gavilar's. Kelsier refused to go to the beyond. Why wouldn't Gavilar, if it was possible? Okay, clue number 2. You may find this interesting. So when the house steward, the Kholin Palace house steward, Gera, told Navani that Gavilar was dead, she didn't believe him. And then she goes up there, she sees the body, and this is her quote. Look at this. Even with the blood in his beard, the shattered shard plate, his lack of breath, and the gaping wounds in his flesh, even then she wondered if it was a trick. What lay before her was an impossibility. Gavilar Kholin couldn't simply die like other men. So if he comes back, those lines will take on new meaning, plus the fact that he told her, "I will never end." You know, that line and Gavilar's desire to be immortal. On the one hand, it's pretty ironic that he dies right away, right? On the other hand, he may not be dead. Okay, clue number 3, the word lifeless. So Navani looked at his body and it was lifeless, which I get it. It's an accurate description. His body was lifeless. But lifeless is a very specific term to Warbreaker. It's a type 2 biochromatic entity, and they're basically given breath, brought back to life, and then they're able to be given commands. So it makes you wonder, keep in mind, Gavilar's body has been soul casted into a statue. So what if he's not dead? He returns into that soul casted body, and then Taravangian uses him as his champion. So, long story short, Navani actually thought to herself how the last conversation that she ever had with Gavilar was a fight. But she chose to be the better person. She's sort of letting his legacy live on, and she thinks it's fulfilling his desire to be immortal. No one knows the truth about him. His sons don't know what he was really like. Dalinar doesn't know what he's really like. So keep in mind, Dalinar loved Gavilar, his big brother. He loved him. But Dalinar loves Navani with a capital L, you know what I mean? Imagine he finds out the truth. The hearts of men. How is Dalinar gonna feel when he finds out that Gavilar really was terrible to Navani? And what about Adolin? Of all people that the story is setting up to be a champion, come on, it's the duelist Adolin. Plus Dalinar said when talking about Kaladin, Kaladin's not a killer, but Adolin is. Okay, and one last thing, or 2 last things. So when speaking about the contest of champions, when sort of writing up that contract, Wit looked at Yasna and he was like, "Do you trust the hearts of those on your side?" And she didn't answer. And he's like, "Great answer." It's great. So that's one thing, the hearts of men. Do you trust the hearts of men on your side? She didn't know. Like, imagine her cousin Adolin has to fight, or imagine her uncle Dalinar has to fight her father. All right, it gets better. Taravangian speaking to cultivation, looking at the future, and actually here's a quote. Let me pull it up. All right. So Taravangian, as Odium, told cultivation that the predictability of the future was not, quote, as certain as he had imagined it. It shows you things that can happen, but not the hearts of those who act. So this whole contest of champions, it's going to be something special. I mean, of course it is. It's Brandon Sanderson in the story. It's going to be special, no matter how it goes down. It could be Adolin versus Gavilar, Dalinar versus Gavilar. They're both pretty cool, and it doesn't even have to happen in the contest of champions. But you know what's even cooler? If Eshonai returns. And she may have already returned. Did we see it? Is Eshonai living within the chasm fiend that we saw at the end of Rhythm of War? I say yes. I've collected all the data. I'm going to do this as a scripted video. We've already seen Eshonai. Eshonai's back. All right, hit subscribe up. 1 or 2 of these every week for the next couple of years. Oh my God, Brandon Sanderson's the man. All right, I'll talk to you later, you ass sick lowlanders.